This morning's guest has been on Carolina People about a half a dozen times without a home. Now he's got one, and he wants to tell you about it. You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Myrtle Beach Lighting, the lighting store of the year at 4897 Highway 17 Bypass South in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on birthing a funeral home, and we're visiting with Rick Neal, the funeral director of Myrtle Beach Funeral Home and Crematory, and the manager there. Rick, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Great to have you in. I think this is our fourth or fifth time together, but every time before now you were just a funeral director in Balmer. Now you're the managing funeral director and embalmer there at Myrtle Beach Funeral Home and Crematory, a new funeral home.
And why do you get me up this early?
7 a.m. on a
I'm telling you.
Well, Myrtle Beach Lighting actually had to get here earlier to let us in even before they open up here early on a Thursday morning. Great to get you in. Of course, all week we've had tremendous guests. Yesterday, Wallace Evans was with us promoting the tremendous event, the big Father's Day celebration this weekend. Of course, tomorrow, Reverend Scott Middleton, the CEO of Agape Senior, will be with us. A great week. We kicked off the week with Bob McConnell from Brook Green Gardens. And, of course, on Tuesday, had a tremendous guest after guest, making a difference. That was Russell Mace, an attorney out on the former Air Force Base.
How do you get everybody up that early?
Well, you know, if you've got a great host like Myrtle Beach Lighting, you can get in here and
there you go.
All the lights kind of wake you up here at 7 a.m. I don't know if you remember, Rick, we kicked off the show here 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. We'd done Carolina People for 3 years. We took about a year and a half off, and then when we kicked the show back off, Bob Grabowski and his family here and the team at Myrtle Beach Lighting opened the doors for us to get in and film here back in January of 07. It was a tremendous time.
But see, something that you're not aware of is funeral directors are on call 24 hours a day.
That's true. So you're on call now, and if you get the call, you're heading out. Okay.
If I get the call, I've got to leave. But we get up all times of the night.
Right. That's
so we're on call 24 hours a day. When you're going home of the evening at 5 o'clock to pick up your little girl, Emma Claire, and I'm going home to pick up my wife to go out to dinner, you're going on out to dinner,
right?
And I'm going on a call.
You're going on call potentially. That's right.
That's
well,
right.
I know so many. The calls for a new funeral home, they're not immediate, but I know you've already been doing some tremendous.
We've had two cremations already.
Had some active things,
yes.
Which are very exciting and a lot going on. Of course, for viewers who haven't been by the funeral home yet, where is it located, Rick?
All right. If you're coming south on the bypass, you pass the airport.
Right.
And then you come down to the back gate is the first red light.
Right.
The next red light, you make a left turn and you more or less U-turn.
Right.
And go back towards the back gate.
Sure. Very easy to find.
Right. We're between Jerry Dan the Gutter Man and it used to be called the Purple Church, and now it's My Father's House.
The Father's House, Great location, very easy to find. Right across from WBTW News 13 and McDonald's there.
Yeah.
One of the most heavily trafficked McDonald's. It's in the southeast. I think it's exactly a quarter mile south of the back gate.
I think there's, 55,000 cars pass there a day?
Is that right? Average daily traffic back there. Yeah. The DOT's figures in 2006. Yeah, it is amazing. I love that location. Of course, the Herald, right behind Myrtle Beach Lighting here, loved this area, close to Northgate Boulevard. Obviously, the Herald's on Northgate Boulevard right behind us here. And, of course, to see the kind of traffic coming up even from the south end of the beach. As you know, if you're coming up, you go underneath or right over 544. Then it's your first stoplight. You make a right, a quick left, and it's down on your right.
Yeah. You know, we are in an area here that there's no other funeral home.
Right.
and there's all this building of homes and everything.
Right.
So we're in an area of need.
Oh yeah, very good point. Right between Highway 501 and 544.
Right.
Right there where 707 ends, virtually right at the funeral home's door.
And the thing of it is we're in an area that we're trying to take care of people on price, because we have our own on-site crematory there.
Tremendous.
We're not out in a garage.
Right.
The crematory's not. It's in the building. It's right next door to our chapel. You open a door from our chapel, and you go straight into the crematory.
If viewers wanted to, if people wanted to do that.
Well,
yeah.
After all that stuff happened over in Georgia and up in Connecticut and all that stuff, and people does not have trust in a funeral home.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's right. That this is one of the things. We're there to where they can see what they want to see. If they want to come in there, like there's some of the families that wants to come in and decorate and do stuff and have a service as the cremation gets ready to get started. So
cremation is not the only thing that Myrtle Beach Funeral Home and Crematory does. Is that right?
Right. No, we're a full service. We are a full service funeral home.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. We have.
And I want to talk about the full service aspect, but real quick, if a viewer needs to get off to work or get family out of the house, is there a good phone number? Do y'all have a website?
Yeah. MyrtleBeachFuneralHome.com.
Easy to remember.
And it has our full prices on there.
Everything's on there. A lot of information about pre-needs, and of course.
And see, a lot of the funeral homes here in this area does not put their prices on there. But we want to make sure everyone knows how they can contact us, how they can find out our prices. And let me tell you something. It's with price, Walmart.
Always low prices. Always, I'm told. Yeah. Always, yes.
So,
how about a phone number, a good phone number, Rick? I'm sorry.
293-4505.
Okay, 843-293-4505. In a prime location, easy to remember where to find it, a great phone number.
The thing of it is, our phone number is like our address. It's 4505.
Right. Highway 17.
And our address is 4505.
Right.
Highway 17 Bypass South.
That is tremendous, Rick. How'd you come up with that phone number? That's tremendous.
Just got online with the phone company, and we just searched it and come out with that. So
that is great thinking. 4505, 293-4505 at 4505 Highway 17 Bypass South, which is literally just 3 blocks up from this store, Myrtle Beach Lighting. A lot of folks know Myrtle Beach Lighting. A lot of folks know the Myrtle Beach Indoor Shooting Range. A lot of folks even know Jerry Dan, the gutter man, who's got a popular business there right across from McDonald's. They know the old Purple Church.
The Purple Church.
And to say you're right between, it used to be a child development center, I believe.
Yeah, Creative Beginnings Child Development Center.
Yeah. Great location there.
But we've built onto the building, and people comes in and talks to us, and they can't believe how large our facility is.
Right.
It doesn't look that large from the road, but when they come in, how large it is. And we had professional decorators to come in, excuse me, and decorate it, because we are Myrtle Beach Funeral Home.
Right.
So, we have the beach theme.
Yes.
And we have a lounge for families, which other funeral homes in this area doesn't have, to come in to have coffee and cookies and drinks and soft drinks and stuff like that. And like the floor is of sand color.
Right.
The walls are blue because we are the beach.
Right. That's a great point. Now, there are some amazing funeral homes in the area. A lot of them have beautiful motifs, great settings. You're very supportive of the industry. Obviously, there's some great benefits that Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, but I feel like we're the best.
Good for you, absolutely. Well, having just been open since, was it May 19th?
Yeah.
Literally, just 3 weeks now under operation. To think about so much that's happened here. And of course, have you just gotten into the funeral industry, Rick, or is this something you've been doing for a while?
36 years.
Is that right? 36 years.
36 years.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. you're not trying to say I'm old or anything, are you?
Well, I wouldn't tell you how old I am based off of that, Rick.
I believe I'm older than you are
You've got
in
a
the funeral
couple years
business.
on me. That's exactly right. That's tremendous. 36 years. What was it originally that spurred your interest in the industry?
Taking care of people.
Taking care of people. Mm-hmm. Well,
Care.
we could almost end the interview on that, because clearly that is a central point of your life and something that means a lot. And obviously everyone dealing with families at this time of greatest need is probably can be an emotional thing. How do you keep your emotions out of it and maintain?
You don't.
You don't. Mm-hmm.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
I cry with the families.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that, the thing of it is, with the families, when they come in, it's not them thanking you. It's not them, shaking your hand, and it's just the look on their face that says, thank you for what you've done for me, for caring for my loved one, for the care that you've shown.
Yes, yes. That's very important. That must be very gratifying. That's part of the reason why you're on call 24/7, is that opportunity to be a caring mechanism for a time when people are experiencing something they may have never experienced before, or they may have experienced with the loss of a loved one once or two other times, but every time, I'm sure, is very new.
Well, the thing of it is, I have employees, but I've never had them on first call the first time yet. I make sure every night that I'm the one's on call, because I want to be there in case something happens that someone needs me. I want to be the man that's there to take care of them, because I want to make sure that the very best of care that I can give them is given to them. Not cutting my employees short whatsoever.
Sure, of course.
It's the thing of it is, I've done this for 36 years, and I want to make sure that everything's done right. Sure. And, it's just like, like on price. We have funeral homes in this area that have direct cremation. Do you understand what a direct cremation is?
Direct cremation. What does that mean, Rick? I've seen that before, and of course I've seen some of your ads in area papers here locally highlighting.
Right. A direct cremation is when we go and pick up someone's loved one.
Okay. You go and pick up the body.
Right. We go pick them up. We bring them to the funeral home, and they're in our care at all times.
Right. Right.
They're never taken to some other funeral home or anything. They're in our care at all times.
Okay.
So, and we get the death certificate. We handle all the impertinent information.
Who do you get the death certificate from?
The coroner.
Okay.
Well, the coroner or a doctor.
The coroner or a doctor in whatever county the body's coming from.
Right.
If it was from Georgetown County or Brunswick County or wherever, you would get it from a doctor or coroner, or from here in OB.
We have certain forms that we have to get, and we get all of our information from the family.
Right.
And then when we have everything done, and then there's a 24-hour waiting period after we have all the information.
After you have the death certificate,
yes,
you still have to wait 24 hours?
Wait 24 hours.
Wow.
It's called change of mind.
Change of mind, meaning the family could change their mind.
Exactly.
That's very interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. But then we do the direct cremation. We do the cremation.
Yes.
And return everything. And with here in our area, there's funeral homes that for direct cremation charge as high as $2,300, $2,300 plus, But our price is $995.
Rick.
Because we're trying.
How can you do it at that low, at that price?
Well, it's like I said, I care. We're trying to take care of families. There's people that everyone can't afford stuff like that.
But of course, the same level of service. I mean, whether it's you or another funeral home in the area, and there's tremendous ones. There's one more than 100 years old, Goldfinch, out of Conway, and in Garden City and other areas. They've been around for a long, long time. The level of service that they're going to provide the families
is no different.
Is no different. Absolutely,
it's no difference.
Right. Will always be very strong. Whatever, McMillan Small, there's Lee. So many tremendous funeral homes in the area. Everyone's got that same goal of providing great service to families.
look around.
Yeah.
People, the key thing to do is people need to pre-need.
Okay.
Do you understand what pre-need is?
No, what is pre-need?
Before you need us, you come in and make arrangements with us. So that gives you a chance to do, just like you're going to buy a car.
Right.
That gives you a chance to shop around.
Okay. Okay. Good.
And that's where you'll see the difference in the price from $9.95 to $23.55. So at one funeral home to another, and there's all different prices in between.
And of course, now how do you know how the prices are set up for all the different funeral homes?
Because every funeral home has a general price list.
Okay.
And they have to furnish that to you. Now listen,
Why?
Federal Trade Commission says that if you walk into a funeral home, they have to give you a general price list at your request, if you ask for it.
Okay.
They have to give it to you for your intention, for you to keep, for you to walk out the door with.
Right.
So you walk out the door.
Why does the Federal Trade Commission care what my prices are, what funeral home A or B or C is priced at?
Well, because of all the problems that they had years ago.
Okay.
This has been years ago.
So the Federal Trade Commission.
Like I say, now you're getting back into where my age is again, ain't you?
Yeah.
You're getting back to the old.
I'm sorry, Rick. Yeah. So there was a time that the funeral home pricing was so markedly different from area to area. They wanted to make sure.
Right. They wanted to make sure that everything was above board, that everybody had a price. You know, we had the state board came, and when they walk in, they look over our general price list.
Right. Right.
And they go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Line by line, yeah, the state regulator, sure.
Yeah. Mr. Ernest. And,
Ernest Adams, yes.
Yeah, and he goes through everything to make absolute sure that we're legal and we do what we're supposed to do.
Good. That's tremendous, Rick. So a lot.
But now, the general price list, if someone comes by the funeral home, my funeral home today, and says, I want your general price list, even if it's one of my competitors.
Sure.
I hand it to them.
Absolutely, because you're required, not only because you're required by law, but because you'd happily give it to them. I think you said you've got it on the website.
Yeah. I told one of my, the guys that owns another funeral home in this area the other day, he asked me a question, and I said, if you ever have a question, I said, you have my cell phone number, don't you? Right. He said, yeah. And I said, just call me. And I said, I'll be more than happy to answer any question for you.
Of course. And it's important to have that open nature to provide prices.
That's right.
Whoever it is. Just because of a family searching for a price, they need to be able to find it. They don't need to necessarily have to come in. Just go to your website and print it right off of there.
Yeah. And the thing of it is I do have a good relationship with the other funeral directors in this area.
Good. That's great. And I think I saw you're very active in the South Carolina Funeral Directors Association and the National
Funeral Directors Association. And we are the first funeral home to join the South Carolina Cremation Association.
Is that right?
We're the first one.
Myrtle Beach Funeral and Crematory. That's tremendous, right?
Yeah, we're the first one.
What's the significance of an on-site crematory?
Then you don't have to carry someone in where the care is always, your loved one is always in our care.
Right.
They're right there with us.
Obviously, everyone offers cremation.
We don't have to take them to another funeral home to be cremated somewhere in another location.
Well, that's a great thing.
Because every funeral home in this area does not have a crematory. But we have a state-of-the-art crematory.
Sure.
We bought the very best that could be bought.
2008. That is tremendous, Rick. Well, I'm glad you all have made that commitment and really made a great commitment to a great location. And, of course, working with great people, you can always do
I just want people to come by and see us and look at us.
You want folks to come by.
Yeah, and just look at our facility and let me show them around and show them what we have.
Sure.
So our building from the road doesn't look as big as the other funeral homes in the area, but when you get in it, you'll see that we are state-of-the-art.
Yeah, just guide a viewer if they were coming by for the first time. They parked out front or parked on the side right there next to the Father's house, the church there, in right here on the bypass, right up the way. What are they going to see when they come in? Just give us a little tour if they're visiting for the first time. Walk them in the front door.
When you come in, you're going to see my office on the right, the secretary's office on the left.
Okay.
Then you're going to see our selection room on the right beside my office.
The selection room has what in there?
Selection room has caskets in it. We show 25 different caskets.
25 different caskets?
Yes.
Wow, Rick.
Yes. We show 25 different caskets. We have all different urns. We have all types of urns.
For the cremains.
Exactly. We have, we show a selection of, we have our standard register book.
Right.
And we also have 9 different books that is the Thomas Kincaid selection.
Oh boy, that's tremendous.
That is, like his pictures,
Well,
that he
a lot
paints.
of folks just don't like to think about death or about the end of life, Rick. Are they going to feel comfortable if they come into Myrtle Beach Funeral Home?
I'll guarantee you. You know why?
Why is that?
I'm there.
Okay, listen to that, Rick. Yeah, that's a good way to feel. A good way to feel not only about yourself, but about the presentation you provide. They're going to feel comfortable whether or not they want to talk about death or talk about experiencing death or not. You sure want to make it easy.
Well, the thing of it is, we are the beach funeral home, and people move to the beach.
Right.
Why does people move here? They move here for comfort. They moved here to enjoy the beach.
To relax, slow down a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out of north or wherever, but we are the beach funeral home.
Right.
And we want people to feel comfortable when they come in our place.
That's great. Speaking of that, across from the selection room, you've got a nice, comfortable area there.
Yeah, we have a large area, and like I say, that families can come in and they can set up and they can eat, do whatever they need to do.
Right.
We want people to feel comfortable when they come in.
Yes.
We have a large chapel.
Okay.
And we have an overflow room in case that we have more people.
Right
or
across
we have
from the chapel.
Yeah, or we have small, we can have a small visitation.
Right.
In
that chapel it's a magnificent setup in there, the 100-seat chapel there. It really is, and a great overflow room.
Our decorations are absolutely beautiful.
We've got I know you wanted earlier this morning to give a kudos to Ben Matthews up there, the interior decorator, who really went above and beyond. And of course, Myrtle Beach Lighting for helping to supply some of the furniture in there. But Ben Matthews from up in the Sandhills, in our viewing area up near Southern Pines and Pinehurst.
His boss came by
recently
and looked and
Jamie Bowles.
Yeah.
Yes. Bowles Funeral.
And he couldn't believe what he had done.
He
said he's went overboard here.
Good. Yes.
He said he's went overboard here. He said this is beautiful.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Yeah, Ben did a great job. I know he came down with his parents, and he and his parents worked hard to really knock it all out, and I'm sure he'll be thrilled to come back soon.
All of our furnishings are the Arnold Palmer collection inside. So we've tried to go first class for
families.
That's
wonderful. Speaking of the back area behind the chapel and that overflow room or the small visitation room, you've got another 2,000 plus square feet that were added onto the back of the building. What's back there?
There's a garage to hold our limousine and our hearse.
Okay.
We have a limousine to furnish for families if they want it.
Right. Good.
And then we have a viewing room. Now, what this viewing room is
what is that?
It's a room, and we're the only funeral home in this area that has it, that if a family has to come and identify a body, they don't have to go in the room where the body is.
Into the prep room.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't have to go in there. Right.
We have a glass that's a window that we put the deceased
right
in front of the window, and they can stand out in a comfortable area
right
to view the body, to make to see if it's their loved one.
Right.
And we have a room for the beautician to come in to fix the hair, where they don't have to go into the embalming room area.
Mm-hmm.
But in the embalming room, we have state-of-the-art equipment so I don't break my back.
Right. Yes.
To lift people with,
mm-hmm.
because some people are heavy, and we've had to to lift, and we have equipment to lift everything.
Right.
And we have a cooler that if we have someone that has to be shipped out of country,
right,
that has to be left for a few days till all the paperwork can be done.
And then next to that is the very nice carpeted crematory area. We've run out of time, Rick, I'm sorry to say, with the couch and the chairs in there. A great setup for families who do want to experience their loved one actually going into the crematory.
Well, I'm glad you've come by and looked at our place.
I like it. I visited a couple times there, and a lot of folks in the Myrtle Beach Herald have been over to visit, and I think a lot of folks will, as long as you're encouraging people to come in, that really makes a difference.
Yeah, I just want people to stop by and talk to us.
And what drives you, Rick?
What drives me? Caring people.
Caring for people. Well, that's a very great way to live. That's a great way to live your life, Rick. And we're
go ahead and say tender heart.
Yeah, tender heart. That's right. Don't break down again. You broke down at the Reflections, the assisted living facility out there in Carolina Forest when we were together, and when we were up there at Advanced Audiology that time with Coach Cliff Ellis and Dick Elliott and Tracy Edge. It was a emotional time. We're thrilled now that you finally got open. Congratulations, Rick. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
It's early.
It is early, 7 a.m., but you're on call all the time. Stay tuned up. A little more of Rick Neal of Myrtle Beach Funeral Home and Crematory coming up next. His middle name should be Care. Should be care, caring for others. You heard him say it. What drove him at age 17 to get into the business? Caring for others. What keeps him going later in life, 36 years later? Caring for others. Driving home that point, your loved one never leaves our care. It's real simple. It all ends with C. Care, right there. Making a difference every day. Rick Neal, Myrtle Beach Funeral Home and Crematory. Keep it going, Rick.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.